Hello, everybody. My name is Gary Fowler, and it is great to be here for the first edition of the Founders Report. And I am your host, Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've done 17 companies, been involved in 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Yva.ai, an AI HR tech company that I co-founded with Dr. David Yang. So it's great to be here. I love artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cryptocurrency. So with that, I've got an incredible guest, Mario Egie. And Mario, great to have you here from Kite Financial, all the way from Nigeria, and got an incredible background. It's so nice to have you here on the show today. So got a question for you. How in the world, Mario, you go from Delta University in theoretical physics to where you are today, to Kite Financial? How does that work? I mean, do you like one day wake up and said, I'm kind of this stuff is not so interesting. I want to make money, or how exactly does that work?
Well, I'm not sure myself, but I think where it may have started was in my first year in school. I learned software development, self-taught, and the reason for that was I'm the guy who always gets ideas in the group, right? I always come up with ideas and all, and often at times there is no way to implement those ideas. And those ideas were cheaper to implement on the net, with what the internet gave to us. It allows someone from a ghetto, from nowhere, could build a company and sell it, and right. So I wanted to be able to put my ideas to fruition then. So I think the first thing I had back then in school was a science blog. I was very fanatic about science. So it was ultimac.com.ng, where I blog about science, religion, and so on and so forth. So I move on from there. I had other web platforms while in school. And I think there I think it's a personal story where I did want to actually work and get paid. I look at my background, look at my family, look at my parents, and it's not paying them. So I think I had this business mindset from a set goal and this mentality, and I wanted something that I could put all my energy and it runs and it's bigger than me. I wanted to be part of something much, much bigger. And physics gives me that. That's the first reason I went to physics, something much bigger, free. And also everyone said, go to engineering. My dad said, go to engineering, but I never really let anyone decide where I go, right? I have this conviction. And I think so far, so good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so you go down through, you're the secretary to the electoral committee. How do you do that? I mean, so you're in there studying mathematics and physics, and how do you do elections and the faculty of science? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's Mario, right? So I really get involved in everything I can. I'm not the guy who sits in the room and let just other people do the work. I get my hands dirty. I go out there and make it work, right? So being part of the LECO was being the president of physics then, of the department of physics. And as of then, there was no president in the faculty. So I was actually an unofficial president of the faculty of science for the students. And I think what really happens is when you assume positions, people see that you are fit to take on more roles, right? So that's and I never really shy away from opportunities and responsibility when it comes. So I take them when they come, and I just go ahead with it.
Okay, so you go the Africa Journal of Physics. You're still in the physics things. You're doing web development, but then you see a switch, and I see that you were working with the U.S. Consulate General in Lagos, and where did that come from? Okay, all of a sudden you start to switch, and you did the L.U. Milo Foundation. But how does it fit? How did you go from
So in the process of trying to start up something, so I think when you come from no business background, not studying business, doing all mathematics, and you start switching to business, you have to pick up some few things along the way. And along the way, I started picking my dad's got to understand that, oh, I'm very interested in starting something for myself, right? I'm not working for anyone. And he knew I was that person who, if I want something, I get it. I want it. Like physics, I wanted physics so bad. And when I was still in what would be college or high school, yeah, I was so desperate already writing to professors in Australia, trying to make connections. I wanted it. And in Nigeria, you could want something and not get it in when it comes to academic, when it comes to discipline. So that's how I want something. And when he saw that, he didn't have finances to actually give to me, he suggested I should apply for the Tony Elumelu entrepreneurship program that actually gives young African entrepreneurs $5,000 to support them and train them. So it's actually the training 12 weeks, wonderful training and mentorship. And he said I should join. I said, oh, they won't accept blockchain, and so I said they would waste my time. He said I should just try, and I joined the last day of it, right? And
Wow.
yeah, and I got in, right. A fair fraction, 216,000 applicants, 3,000 were given, and I was among that. And not only that, so because that year 2019 the US consulate partnered with Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, and they requested for 20 leadership entrepreneurs, people who have these leadership traits that they want to sponsor. And so Tony Elumelu filed my name among the rest 19, right? So that's how we became part of the US consulate cohort, the first cohort to partner with Tony Elumelu program.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so fast forward. So you decide right out of that to do coin for sales. What was coin for sales? Okay, so you do this thing and you say, oh, I'm going to do entrepreneurial things. I'm going to do talk about cryptocurrency and adoption and educating the mass
Yeah.
on blockchain technology. So what'd you do one day? Wake up and say, listen, I'm going to take all this that I've learned and now I'm going to do blockchain.
What actually happened was I was 20. I started Coin for Sales October 1st, 2018. I bought the domain. I started it. I've heard a lot about crypto then while in school and all, but there was no real push for me. I was envisaging it. What do I do? No idea, no key idea yet. Um, but before then, while then was we have a compulsory 1 year service to the Nigerian government under the paramilitary year we call NYSC, and I was doing that then. And during that period, I was actually working on a fraud database system where you could search platforms who we have a robot scanning platforms and give them scores, fraudulent platforms and all, FFP database. So that was what I was doing, but it wasn't really cool for me. I couldn't get the vibe for it. So come switch back to September. I think last week September, I saw an email from Paystack, and that said they were allowing USD payments now. They could process USD payments now, and I said, "Oh wow! If they process USD payments, then I think I can really start something with this crypto thing." I wanted it to be USD and Naira, not just Naira. And I said, "Okay, I'll buy the domain the next day." So I bought Coin for Sales. So I didn't really think much about the name. I just bought Coin for Sales, right? And so I started up Coin for Sales. Started working on it. It was rough. Nobody to talk to, but just I really start get going, and along the line I get to learn and meet persons, and we rebranded to Kite Financial already. So great.
Okay, so now you're Kite Financial. How is it in Nigeria? I mean, we hear a lot of different things, and I know my partner Derek's been down there, and I've been dealing with a lot of Nigerian companies. But it seems there's a lot happening within the crypto space and fintech. Is that true?
Yeah, a lot is going on, and I think it's natural. We are at the disruptive stage in the world, not just in Africa, but in the world. And you would agree with me that Africa has lagged a lot in the first industrial revolution, in the web age, in the internet age, and now we are edging towards the fourth industrial revolution with AI, crypto, supply chains being disrupted, and so on and so forth. And Africa is more populated by youths, right? And the youths have learned more with thanks to the internet that what our parents did wrong, the generations before us did wrong, and we want to disrupt things. And these are the things we want to disrupt, right? And we have the population to disrupt, right? Nigeria is 200 million persons, right? About 200 million persons, and internet is some persons do not have internet in Africa, and some parts in Africa internet is very expensive. Electricity is like 50% of the continent no electricity, and those who don't even have electricity is not stable electricity. Security is bad. So you see there are a lot of things that's not working well, right? And banking, we would talk about the exclusion, right? More than just 40% of adults are financially included, and so you see, so there are a lot of issues you see, and we the youth start thinking that, well, technology can help me start from my home now. I just need a computer, right? It's gone are the days where our parents were thinking about oil, right? Thinking about big companies like Shell, drilling oils and all. That won't work again. In the future now, we are trying to stop all that. In short, we want to go all renewable energy, and so there's no need. So I think that's where it's coming from. So, and immediately the young, brilliant Nigerian youths and African youths pick up these industries, this sector to disrupt fintech, payments, and all that and all that.
Wow, that's interesting. And so tell us a little bit about, Kite and, the type of problems you're trying to solve. And I know you talk about making cryptocurrency more spendable. And, really, is it a Nigeria thing, or is it a pan Africa thing? And you talk about raising the awareness of blockchain across Africa. How are you doing it? It's just very interesting. How do you get that? And what do you do in terms of developing B2C and B2B cryptocurrency and blockchain services? So how's this working?
Yeah, thank you very much. For Kite Financial, we've been doing great. I think early enough, one of the issues I understood was that the challenge of crypto would be the adoption of crypto, which is an adoption of crypto would be, I have crypto, who wants it really? And notice the market in Nigeria was more P2P, where it was a person-to-person trading before more of these platforms became popular. And a lot of persons lost their funds, their crypto, their money through that.
Well, I mean, you think about it. It's like, what did you hear in the beginning? Well, somebody got in my wallet. I lost my wallet.
yeah. And
so talk about scaring the crap out of you. You hear somebody say, well, I had 10,000. I actually heard a real story. I heard a guy say he had 10,000 Bitcoins that he bought really cheap. And I was on actually VCTV with him. And he said, I lost, either he had his computer stolen or he lost the password and he couldn't get in. So, terrible. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He said, when I bought it, it was really expensive, right? Because he bought it right at the beginning. But you hear those stories, and yet at the same time, you know that there's incredible technologies coming out, even like Coinbase, right? To be able to help.
So exactly. And that's the route we want to go, right? We want to make things less technical, less regrettable, and just build around that. And where the point where we spot the awareness of crypto is because we strongly feel that that the African market still do not know a lot about what crypto can do for us. And so also the African governments, they do not really understand what's really here to stay, right? The crypto may be volatile right now, and I think it's natural for any market where there's lack of trust, where the people do not know what's happening tomorrow, so you don't know whether to hold, or so all those kind of things, and no regulations. It has to be volatile. But a time will come and it will become more stable, and all that and all that. But we cannot deny the effect of what blockchain technology will do for us, not just in payments with crypto, but disrupting supply chain and so on, healthcare and so on and so forth. And I think the African country will come to grasp with it. But what is the first and most easiest way to come to grasp with it? Payments, money. Similar way Satoshi went, right? If you are ushering blockchain, where's the best fruit of it? Bitcoin. There must be a point where you sell this technology to the world and other things comes in. Ethereum comes in, dApps comes in, and all that. It starts creating an ecosystem of its own. You breathe the first breath to it, and it reproduces. And so similarly, we want to build services on crypto. Currently, we are servicing especially trading, to make sure trading is simple, less technical, and people could trade as very low volumes they can trade. And there we want to go all the way up. And because while people trade and it takes time, you get to give them awareness, they get to understand what's this. And so many people still think it's some schemes, some sort of things, and so on. And so this will take time, right? It will take time. It take guys doing it the right way. And we have quite some persons who actually are bad actors in this in the space as well. Not good for us, but every space does have that. Challenges comes, but with time it will all work through. And we are there to just ensure we stay focused on the vision, and the vision is Africa.
And who are your customers, Mario? So tell me what a typical customer looks like.
So a typical customer would be Nigerian youth, usually between the age of 18 to 34. They may have crypto already, they want to liquidate to Naira, and they could send that into the Kite Wallet for very cheap fees, very, very, very cheap fees. And they could place that on the P2P, on an escrow, where we safely link a buyer to them, and the buyer pays them money, and they confirm payment, and it releases.
So it's really in a peer-to-peer way, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, and how much are transaction fees when you do something like that?
A transaction fees like 1%.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
That's a great deal. Wow. And how many people, what percentage of the population, 18 to 25, what percent of the population use cryptocurrencies today in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, quite few millions. But what we have identified is the few numbers, a few thousands. The few thousands doing this are doing a lot of volumes. Like Paxful recently announced, Nigeria's second largest volume in the world on peer-to-peer trading, second to only USA. So they're pushing a lot of volumes, millions in dollars traded weekly in Nigeria. Yeah. So there's no denying that. Yeah.
And do you have competition? Are there other companies like yours in Nigeria?
Of course, there's competition. It's Nigeria, yeah, right. So we have foreign platforms as well. We have a Binance doing good things as well, and other foreign platforms. But we are setting that we are from Africa and we want to build for Africa. We firsthand understand what our challenges are and where we are going to, and so we are driving this home, hard to it, driving it home. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. And what kind of, in terms of your business, how much has your business grown in the last year, and what do you expect over the next year?
Yeah, so for us, we have done good. We have done good. Recently launched MVP, and we processed more than $22.8 million with that MVP, and recently launched our stable product, which allows not just Bitcoin anymore, but altcoins can be traded as well, and also stored on our wallet and transported and so and transacted, so on and so forth. We have had a shift from actually market testing, product testing and all, and to actually driving what we're doing. And currently we are at the stage where we are improving the product, and we want to drive drive that product to the market by using our go-to-market strategies that we have identified in the few months of testing. And so we are looking good, and we're looking in the future. We are looking strong. We want to be one of the very first African crypto unicorns, right? Yeah. And so we're interested in doing this business very well.
Wow, that's great. Well, it sounds like it's moving.
Yeah.
So, what if you look at there are 1.3 billion people in Africa today, and amazing population growing. What countries, by the way, if you say, are the most interested in using cryptocurrencies? So, if you could rank them, 1 to 5, what would that be?
1 to 5. Well, I said Nigeria first. I said South Africa. I said Kenya. I'll say Kenya. Okay. I'll say Uganda. Maybe. Yeah. Uganda, slight activities, but I think they need it more. They need it as well. I say Ghana. I think Ghana before Uganda. Yeah, I'll say
I was
Ghana.
going to say Ghana. What about
Yeah.
Zambia?
Zambia, good. Yeah, Zambia as well.
Because I hear a bit about it, but I'm just curious, from your perspective. What about South Africa?
South Africa, very, very much. I think previously there were more activities in South Africa than there is in Nigeria. But I guess Nigeria has the edge of the higher population, right? So yeah.
Interesting. What about Egypt? What's happening up in North Africa? Are there, because I hear about tech, I hear about AI, I hear about quantum computing, but what's happening up there? Because it's like it seems to be good opportunities up in North Africa too.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time, and the North Africans will join in. I think all of Africa will join in. I think they have to join in. I think the market is there for everyone to go and disrupt and pick a pain point and disrupt. Right? You see somewhere in Uganda where data is very expensive, expensive. Yeah, I think a gig, 1 gigabyte worth data, it's about $10, $5. I can't remember, but they're about. So you see, data is very expensive in African countries. What we do in Nigeria already with our wallet is we allow USSD support, so you could interact with that internet with our wallets where it's needed, and so you could imagine such services could power crypto smoothly in a country where internet is poor, connection is poor, or very expensive like Uganda. So I think there's just a pinpoint you pick and you dive into a market and you disrupt it.
That's fantastic. Wow, you've done an amazing job moving forward, and you've retransitioned yourself, and it's being at the right place at the right time. So are you raising money now, or what are you doing in terms of are you organically growing, raising money? Where are you with that right now?
Yeah, so we're currently raising funds. We recently raised a couple of weeks ago. We recently raised some good amount from a Silicon Valley based VC, and so we are very proud about that. Given that all that is going on in crypto in Nigeria specifically, the CBN restriction, crashes of crypto, Elon Musk trying to manipulate the market, and so on and so forth. Raising that was good for us, and we are looking forward to complete and seal the seed round soon. And we're interested in using these funds to market the product and also improve the product.
That's great. Well, congratulations. It sounds like.
Yeah, thank you.
And how do you find companies that are interested in investing? How do you find those in Nigeria? Do they come to you, or do you go to them?
Well, you know how it works. You either go through them or you go through intro. I think it's the business world where intro and email is what a lot.
It works a lot because you gotta have the right image and a trusted introduction to be able to be done. And that's the way it really works, right? Not a lot of people talk about it. I remember on actually here on VCTV and also directly with some folks in California, I said, well, what do you do? These are top tier VCs. He said, well, we get 1,000 different decks a week.
Mm.
I said, well, how do you go through them? He said, I don't have the time. So what happens? Well, I go to the ones that I get referrals from other people. So if I get a referral, that's how I look at them. So Gary, if you want to give me a referral, let me know and I'll take a look at it. I'm like, this is like,
right.
but listen, it's
Yeah.
a secret sauce. Anyhow, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Closing remarks, and how do people get a hold of you, Mario?
Well, I'm very excited to be here to opening of the show. I think it's a great show. It's great. Second time.
You're on the premiere show.
Yeah, and I love it. Right, I love it. And
let's get this all over Nigeria, though, the premiere, and here you are.
Yeah. So it's great. It's great. I think closing remark. I believe I'm the number one evangelist in Kite about crypto for Africa. I think Africa should really prosper with the newest currencies, and we are building that to ensure that the African people can prosper with the newest currencies. And we also welcome what shift comes to the market. We welcome what AI can do for us. We welcome what other applications can do for us, because truly it's Web 3.0, right? You what systems talking to systems, and just to ensure we drive and we speed up supply chains, we have better customer relationships and so on and so forth. And we want to do all that. We want to do it good. We want to do it best way with powerful collaborations. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, of course, via email, sure.
And what about the LinkedIn? You have a LinkedIn profile?
Yeah. Just Mario Egie, and also on Twitter, Mario Egie. Hit me up there. I'm there.
All right. Sounds good. Mario, I want to thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, Gary.
I want to thank the entire VCTV for making Founders Report possible. It's great to be here, and I look forward to it. My name is Gary Fowler. I'm your host. Stay tuned. Stay happy. We will be back in another 2 weeks with another edition of Founders Report. Stay safe and keep smiling.